How's it going, guys? Been a while. Cold snap came through. Just to give you an idea how bad it was up here where I was at. I think a week ago on Saturday, it was about 100-degree difference if you include the wind chill. Without the wind chill, it's probably around, 70-degree difference. Basically, it's 40 above-ish right now, and it was negative 25, give or take, 25, 30 without the wind chill. So, yeah, pretty cold. Still no heat in the shop, so I wasn't able to do anything. I was waiting until it warms up. It's warmed up, got the forge running, and in my hands, what we're gonna work on is a project that I have been working on for a while. It's a Kukri. I still got some more rough forging that I gotta do on this. She's a bit thick right through here, and then hopefully you guys can see it. I got a nice little taper going out here. I'm gonna try and draw this out a bit more. I might draw the handle out a little bit more because I either use it one-handed or two-handed is what I've been told. And then I'm gonna go find what this was originally made out of, so you guys can see where it started to where it is. It might not be the exact same size, but we'll get to that. There we go. This started out as one of these. This is a jaw from a pipe wrench. This one was a bit bigger than this guy. I think it was off of a 36. This is off of a 24. You can see that? I guess it'd be upside down for you. And backwards. Alright, cool. So yeah, I got the forge heating up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna throw this in there. We're gonna let it heat up, and then I'm gonna start working on it. Alright, quick little thing. I scored some stuff from work this week, and I figured I'd show it you guys because I'm kind of excited. It's very useful. We get to melt it later. Obviously not right now, but yeah. Get some rails, and there's a lot of cutoffs. All that aluminum. Yeah, buddy. Something directly related to what we're doing. I don't think we're going to be able to heat and beat on that much more because I'm starting to see a crack form on one spot up about 2/3 way up on the blade. So I'm letting it heat up again, and then I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to let it normalize, and then we're going to throw it back in there. We're going to try and straighten her out, get her good and straight like she was before, and then we're going to have to swap over to grinders to finish everything out, and then once I get it rough ground in, then we'll quench it, do all that fun stuff. But while I was looking at that, I completely forgot about something, and it's been sitting in our quench tank for about 2 weeks or so. Any guesses? Hop down there in the angry section, get your jazz hand routine on, let me know what you think. What's in here that's attached to this electric cable? It's our hatchets. I had them sitting in there so the heads would swell a little bit. I completely forgot about it. So I gotta let them pull out now and let them drain. And I think we're about ready to pull that out. I think I'm gonna try and straighten it first instead of normalizing it. And we're just gonna use the post vise to do that. Alright, so we got her up and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna throw some ear hole protectors in here. I'm gonna grab you guys and bring you up close. Yeah, so when I was heating it, let's see if I can find it. Was it on this side? Oh, crap. Might have been forged scale, but I didn't want to risk it because I had to, but I was starting to see what I thought was a crack in this area right here when I was trying to stretch this out a little bit. She's a little wavy, so we're gonna take the grinder, try and knock it down a bit, and then we're gonna use the flat blade to try and clean all of this up so we have a nice flat smooth surface. Same thing on here, you're not gonna see it, but it's a little, again, wavy through this section right here, and then we're gonna thin this down this way a little bit. We're gonna get that in there like that with our brain fart, or that grinder. I can't think, I don't know why, I'm sorry. But that's the plan right now. So I'll turn the tunes back on, fire up the grinder, and then we'll get to going. And on the list of things that I plan on getting here in the near future is a respirator, because I had one. I don't know where it went. Fairies, whatever, must have came and stole it. But that's what that's one of the purchases I plan on getting, along with another battery so I can actually record for more than a couple hours. Okay, so after a bit of grinding, that's only going to be a couple of minutes for you guys. Let's see if I can get you in close enough. See right there? That's the crack I was talking about. Couldn't see it with all the forged scale despite trying to get it off, but there's our crack right there. I'm going to stop grinding on this side and I'm going to grind on the other side, and if that crack isn't on the other side, then we have a chance, I think, in saving this blade, because there's one major one right there, and then there's a couple itty bitty guys right there. I'm hoping I'll be able to grind them out and save this, because this has been a project that I've been chipping away at for about 2 years, mostly because, you know, I did oil field work. I didn't really have a whole lot of free time. So I really want to try and get this finished so I can give it to the guy that I told I was making it for. It's a gift for him. Guy who taught me how to play pool. So yeah, let's flip her over and see if we can save it. Fingers crossed. So, did some grinding, obviously. We're getting there, but the more important thing is right there where that blue spot is. There were some minor surface cracks on the opposite of the other ones. So I figured I'd grind the hardest there, see if they disappeared. I do not see them anymore. So that gives me some hope. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna flip it back over, get really aggressive in the area on this side that had that crack, and then I'm gonna see how thin this is overall. I know there's a lot of material. I know there's a lot of material there that I needed to remove because these are actually fairly thin blades, a Kukri. It's more like a machete, a reverse machete. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm not gonna record it. I'll let you guys know the results afterwards, which will be probably here in about meow. And we're back. So this is the other side, and as you can see, after about 10 minutes of grinding and trying to smooth everything out a little bit more, we got rid of the crack on both sides, and then gave you an idea how much material we lost. Right there. Come on, focus. Yeah, we basically lost about half. It's not translating well onto the camera, but you can see a dent. We're about, 1/4 inch, 3/8, give or take there. And there we're probably, I don't know, just under that. That might even be more than 1/4 inch. I haven't measured it. I'm just eyeballing it. I don't have laser eyes. But I think we'll be able to save it. But I got a lot of grinding to do to get everything down to that thickness. Especially back here where it's definitely a lot thicker. So I'm gonna keep grinding. Once I get ready to swap over to a different disc or something along those lines, or something major more in the process, I'll bring you guys back. Alright, so this is where we're at right now. Camera died on me yesterday, so I pressed on a little bit further. And I got our blade rough ground in. Actually, it's pretty sharp, but we still got some more work to do to it before it's completely finished. So I got this to this point. I don't think I'm gonna end up taking this out because I don't want this to get too much thinner. Not to mention I want it to, somebody handmade that, so kind of the idea behind it, or at least that's the excuse I'm gonna use. So that's where our blade sits right now. The next thing that I'm going to work on is we are going to make the guard. And what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just only gonna go about 1 inch back on each side, taper them down and have a nice flat, and then we'll have one curve going down on the same side of the blade and another curve going up. and that will give us our hilt. So this will look curve going up here, and then a curve, tapered curve going this way, and then we'll doll this up to where it's nice and shiny and pretty before we blacken everything. And then the other thing I did yesterday is I prepped out some wood. I am not a dead tree carcass expert. I think this is cherry. This is the same blocket before I sliced her in two yesterday. Yeah, something like that. Either way, yeah. I think it's cherry. So we're gonna have a cherry handle, and then what I'm gonna do is once we get that guard hammered out and put on, then we're gonna set this in place, and we're gonna pin it with some brass, and we'll use some epoxy also. So we'll have epoxy in between the coats. We'll take this, we'll run the brass rod down through, pin it over to where it's gonna secure the wood nice and tight, and then let that epoxy set up, and then we'll go through and start shaping out the handle the rest of the way. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna fire up the forge and find some tongs that fit this pretty well, and we'll go from there. I'll also do some marking on this to kind of mark out where I want the tapers to start. So catch you guys back in a second. Alright, y'all get the idea. I'm gonna keep filing, a little bit more to go here, and then when I get this, when I'm about ready to do a nice snug fit with a dead blow hammer, I'll bring you back to it and we'll show you how that goes. But I'm gonna keep filing away, keep test fitting, check you back here in a few. Alright, let's see if we can get this to go on. Got it in the vise here. I got her dead blow ready. I think she's pretty close. But she's really close. Yeah, I'll bring you over here quick. Maybe you guys will be able to see this. Focus, maybe. All right, you see that little itty bitty gouge right there? That's what we're catching on. Okay, so we're gonna go and trying to do this one-handed. Not good with these things with two hands, but we'll see. Okay. So we got around 80 thou right there. If we go over that, or I should say 87. Yeah, 87. 86. So what I think I'm gonna try and do, yeah, 86 and 87. We got basically a thou that's holding us up. I'm gonna try a trick that my dad, I know I'm not in frame, I'm sorry, that my dad told me that he used to do in the wheel and tire shop when they're trying to get bearings in. You cool one thing down a whole lot and you heat the other one up, and you got one that'll shrink a little bit and you got the other one that expands a bit, and then you drop it together, and then when the temperatures equalize, it'll suck them together. Now if I don't get this in the right spot, I'm kind of screwing myself really badly, but I think, I'm hoping that if I throw the guard, which is, where did I put that? If I throw this in the forge and get it really hot, it'll expand enough for it to drop, and then we're gonna cool this down with some of this stuff. The stuff you use to clean out your electronics. So I'll wait to throw that on until, or spray that to cool this down until I know that this is good at temperature. And if I can get this on and she doesn't want to come off and I like the way it looks, then what we'll do is I won't care about this being on the Kukri when we go to harden it, because this is made from mild steel. It doesn't really care, it can't harden, you can't harden it. There's not enough carbon in these to harden it. There are some treatments that I've heard about that you can do to them to maybe harden it, but that's just the surface case hardening. What I will do before we do that is I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna grab our flapper wheel, clean it up here, clean it up on this side to where it's at least all in this ballpark, make sure she's nice and pretty, and then we'll try it and I'll bring you back at that point. Well, as you can tell, that didn't work. So I'm gonna go back to doing some hand filing and see if we can't get it close enough to fit. Damn it! I think it was that close. Alright, so obviously we got the guard on there. I think I filed just a little too much. We're gonna do something like that. We got a little gap right there. I'll probably do some hand filing there to make that fit a bit better. But as far as right here, we got this gap. And first idea I had was maybe I'd heat this up and then try and beat it, but then we're gonna have a gap this way. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do. There's a trick I saw that was done on another video where you drill holes for your pins, but then you offset them like, I don't know, thousandths or 10,000ths of an inch. And then when you drift the pins, it kind of pushes them towards this, or makes the handle suck towards this. I might try and do that. I just don't know if I can drill everything precise enough. That's gonna be the hard part. So I'll get this to fit better and then come back to you guys when we're at that point. All right, so I did get the guard off. I did do some tweaking. I don't wanna try and get it on right now because I basically had to beat it out of there. I should have recorded that, but I'm sorry. I feel like this video is going to be a lot of me talking about what I'm doing and not showing what I'm doing. So got it out. I banged up the tip a little bit. I took the belt sander that I have after a little bit, cleaned it up a bit. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the grit on my belt sander because it's still cold out here. I don't have water, so it's not like I can grind and cool real easily. So I'm going to swap grits on the belt sander, get this polished up a little bit. I'm probably gonna go up to like 120 or 180 grit Then we'll throw it in the forge a couple of times, normalize it, and then we'll harden it. And I got a little bit of cleaning up to do on here. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yeah, right there. There's a little burr from me beating it out of there. So a little more cleanup to do on this. Probably start on the guard here to clean her up. And then I'll go over to the belt sander and work on this. Alright, so where we're at right now, I got this all polished up to about 240 grit, at least the important part, which is what's going to be seen. Not worried about here. I kind of want this rougher so epoxy has something to grab into. I still got a little more cleanup and polish work that I'm going to do off camera on the guard. But what we're getting right now is, as you can tell, we have the forge lock fired up. Fairly warm. I'm not sure what's going on. It's not exactly getting up to full temp, but I think we'll do all right with being able to normalize this, and then we'll go in for the quench. Biggest reason why I'm normalizing it is because of those cracks that we had there, and belt sanding. Still got a little bit of a low spot, but I don't want to take it much further, just because I still want a little bit of thickness on the back side here. That way, if it ever hits against something hard, it's not going to crack, or it's going to be less likely to crack in that area. So we'll throw her in and we'll normalize it. Hiding in plain sight. Alright, here we go. Scratch that. Camera's flashing at me. I'm going to hold off on showing you guys the normalizing. I'm going to normalize it twice, then I'll bring it back to the quench, and hopefully we'll get a quench tonight before the battery dies again. Alright, so we got the quench. Didn't break apart on us. I did not have enough quenching fluid, aka mixture of random oil, in there for this size of blade, so that's why you saw all the flame. Everything's fine, we're all good. We're gonna do a quick file test. Hopefully the camera doesn't die on us. Oh yeah, just what I wanted. The blade's nice and hardened, but back here we got it's a bit softer, so it'll take a little bit more force behind it. I'm holding it with the rag just in case I don't get to it for the rest of the week, because I don't know what work has planned. We'll continue the next video with being part 2 of this, which will be hopefully finishing this up, which will be finish grinding this and installing the guard, getting that looking pretty, and then throwing on the cherry oak and brass pinning it and all that fun stuff. So till next time, I hope you guys have a good one. Get out into your shop, your work area, craft room, whatever you prefer. Make something, enjoy yourself, get your jazz hand routine down there in the angry section. Let me know your thoughts, tell me what you think, how I'm doing so far, and check you on the next one.